Hello and welcome back. Today's video, I'm here to give you 5 things I dislike about football. Now, football for me is my life. I've managed to build a career working in football. I watch games on TV all the time. It doesn't matter who's playing. I love going to a game on the weekend. I'm obsessed with checking the latest football news. Football is my life. However, there are 5 things that really frustrate me about football, and in today's video, I want to talk about them. Let me know down in the comments what you dislike about the sport. I'm going to start off by talking about video assistant referees. And yes, I am talking about VAR. I actually think the technology used is actually quite good. Technology to spot clear and obvious errors. But I just feel like they get involved far too often. I think the constant changing of the rules and the difficulties in understanding what they actually are make us as fans really frustrated when we see certain decisions on the pitch. Like, I still don't know what the handball rule is. I just don't get it. And also, when it comes to tackling, I feel like players nowadays, they're afraid to get stuck in because they might get sent off because they've gone in with a little bit of force. It's a contact sport. I feel like we should move to a more of an appeal system where the team captain or head coach or manager can appeal a certain decision that the referee has made on the pitch, and then they get to review it, rather than them actively looking constantly all the time. Cricket and tennis do an appeal system, and it works really well. And I don't understand why they don't put that into football. Each team per half gets a certain amount of appeals. If they get it right, they get to keep their appeal. If they don't, then they lose their appeal and the on-field decision remains. I actually think this would be a good way forward, and it will allow the game just to flow. And if teams don't want to appeal, then it's on them. And that's a great talking point to talk about after the game. So we could go, why did we not appeal that decision? It was clear and obvious that was handball, for example. We need this technology in the sport because the referees, in my opinion, need to be a little bit more trained. But I do think the rules are complicated, but if they were better trained, they wouldn't keep making certain decisions. Moving on to ticket prices. Ticket prices for me really frustrate me, especially in England. In the Premier League, for away fans, it's price capped at £30. But in the Championship, and I've noticed it a lot more this season, being a Luton fan, going to games, I can't believe I'm paying more than £30 for an away ticket. And I just don't think that's acceptable. I think across English football, there needs to be a clear pricing structure put in place. They need to stop this. Now, apparently, EFL clubs have to vote on this. I've seen like social media posts about this, and I don't think that's right. I think an independent football regulator should come in and go, right, you can't be pricing fans out because it impacts atmosphere. It's going to impact future generation of supporters. I'm not being funny. It should not be cheaper to go to big clubs like Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus, watch a game over there for a cheaper price than it is to watch a game in this country. A Luton fan put a post up saying it's actually cheaper for him to fly to Italy, watch a Champions League game, fly back to England, than it is to go and watch Sunderland versus Luton on a Tuesday night. How is that correct? It needs to be better than that. As long as I can afford to go, I will always go and watch a game live in person. But I feel like the way it's going, I might have to just watch the game at home because I need to put my finances in place. And I won't be the only person that gets impacted by this. There's going to be thousands and thousands of fans across the country that will also be in the same situation. So football across the country needs to have a clear pricing structure. Moving on to the third thing I dislike about football. When your team gets a corner or a free kick, I hate it when the referee blows to speak to players about pushing and shoving. It does my head in. It kills the game. It kills the momentum. Every time, warning. The referees don't warn the players before they tackle a player. So why are you warning them, oh, I'm going to blow up if you carry on doing what you're doing? Just let it happen. If it's a free kick, it's a free kick. Move on. I don't mind. But don't go over, have a conversation, and then the next free kick, the next corner, have another conversation. If it's a penalty, give the penalty. If it's a foul the other way, give the foul the other way. It drives me insane. And it annoys me when your team is behind or needs that goal. It just kills that bit of momentum. Does my head in. Needs to stop. Sort it out. The fourth thing I dislike about football is when players refuse to walk over a bit of carpet that has a football badge on it because it's too disrespectful. What? It is carpet. It is designed to be walked on. Why do you care if it's got a badge on it? How is that disrespectful to walk over it? I don't get it. I don't understand how that is disrespectful. If that's a Watford badge on the floor, I am stamping over it. I would like to do even more than stamp. I don't care. It's a badge on the floor. It's designed to be walked on. I don't get how it's disrespectful by walking over a badge. I don't get it. I think it's stupid. It's not respectful. It's dumb. Get in the bin. Another thing that could get in the bin is the celebration police. Players getting told off for over celebrating. You've seen it recently with the Arsenal player when he scored. He did the Haaland celebration, and apparently that's disrespectful. How is it? It's banter. It's having that rivalry between two football clubs. We don't see enough hatred between football clubs. It's too nice. Football nowadays is too nice. And I feel like when it gets a little bit toxic or it gets, you know, on the edge, people are so quick to be really critical of it, and they say it's disrespectful. They call it all sorts of names. I don't get it. When players score goals, let them celebrate. As long as it's not homophobic or racist, then allow the players to do what they want to do. I feel like they can do what they want. Dance, roll around, jump into the crowd, take your top off. Be allowed to celebrate. Football, there is so much passion involved, but I feel like we're taking that all away, and it's becoming such a PG sport. And why not? I'll give you another bonus one. I feel like with TV companies, having certain people on TV because it ticks a few boxes, I think that needs to stop. Get credible people on TV to talk about either certain football clubs, certain leagues. It is much better as a viewer, to listen to someone on TV that actually has knowledge of a football club or about a league or about a certain topic which they're discussing before, during or after the game. Get local credible journalists who have worked years and years in their fields to become an expert at whatever topic they're going to talk about. I don't care if they haven't played the game, but if they've got knowledge and they can inform me about new information, I want to hear it. But what I don't want to hear is the same nonsense that gets repeated every single week. There's certain people who talk on TV. I'm not going to name names because people will know who I'm talking about. But there are certain names out there who don't do research. They turn up, and take this from someone who actually works in the industry. I actually know pundits that turn up and barely do research. They get given the information. They don't do their own research, and they just say the wrong thing on TV, and then they don't understand why fans at home get frustrated with them when they've said the complete wrong stuff. And when you're paying a lot of money to watch football behind a paywall, you want to hear good information, not the same nonsense which you can hear your mate say at a local pub, for example. You want to hear more credible information. So that is the end of the video. Hopefully you did enjoy listening to my thoughts on what I dislike about football. Let me know down below what you dislike about football. Drop a like on today's video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I'll do more videos like this in the future. If you want to become a member of my channel, the link is in the description below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.